Well, I'm a couple of days behind on porting video for this project. I had to switch gears and start working on another project, but Jess has still been working hard. She went through and re-added all the trim to the window, or at least most of it. Started adding the plywood back in and then re-Tyvecing a lot of this space. Got the coop all cleaned out. And then she started to put electrical boxes in place tonight for different spots so that I can get them all wired in. So now that I finished my other project, I can jump back to the coop and potentially get the electrical all finished up. Hello, little bunny. Oh, Cardinal eating the duck food. She's been working on the little trim pieces and stuff, and she's actually had to block off to keep the ducks from going in the house so that they're not making a mess on the clean floor. So I think come tomorrow, we might look at actually getting rid of all this excess dirt in here, so then we can fence off that side and actually close this section up, start utilizing it again. We got all the supplies for our fencing and stuff now, so we should be able to get that done. I mean, the dirt shoveling is going to take a little bit. Honestly, hindsight, should have done it when I had it all opened up and the tractor was in here. Oh well. And then I got to work on getting my combiner box all wired in, get the PV lines all wired over to the combiner box. I did notice, made a mistake. Oh, stupid mistake. So the conduit on the right got pushed all the way down, which it shouldn't have. The conduit on the left got pushed all the way down when we buried it, and it shouldn't have either. So I'm gonna have to dig this back up, raise this conduit. Either that or well, no, I already got wires in here. I don't want to cut it. So I have to dig back down, raise this conduit up to this line here. And then this conduit will be easy. I'll just trim this from the top and then slide it up until this rib is exposed on this side. This thing looks nice. I like that look. And my PV line showed up today so that I can start working on connecting all my panels together and then running them and terminating them into that combiner box. So I wish I had more progress to update on, but my other project kind of sucked me in. In fact, well, this is my other project, getting this thing all installed over here. So this took me, I don't know, a day and a half to get it all wired in, just because having to hold the camera and everything takes a little while. Beautiful little system though, whisper quiet. The fan's running on it right now and the crickets are louder than this thing. But this will give the barn and all the outbuildings just shy of 15 kilowatts of storage and backup power, because before this got put in, I didn't have any backup power at all. On the barn, the coop, the horse run, any of that stuff. So if we lost power during the winter time, we wouldn't have the ability to thaw the water out, heat lamps, none of that stuff. So that'll be a huge help. But yeah, now that that's done, I can come back over here and start working on this again. So tomorrow night, we're gonna see how far we can get on this thing again. Make some more progress. Let's get this thing done, huh? I do have some anchors that I'm gonna be adding to a handful of different points on the walls back in here. They're, I don't know, 32-inch anchors that we'll drill down into the dirt with and then bolt those to the wall just to try and give a little more stability back here. I don't foresee it be us having any problems, but just in case. So till next time, we'll see how far we can actually get. End of Tuesday, when Jess got home from taking Ian to soccer, she put the next piece of flashing along the top and along the side. Also got double gang box for our light switches hung up. Ian dug up right here and fixed my conduit snafu, and I started working on getting this connected, but I don't have the right fitting that I need. I'll apply some heat to get this to bend back a little bit. And then over here, Sadie. Ended up putting my LB up there. I'm in a 90. So I'm gonna transition from 3/4 to 1 inch flex that I've got a lot of extra. We'll run the 1 inch flex down there just above the Blue Eddy inverter. We'll put a junction box, and I'll actually be running some of these panels over to that Blue Eddy box for power. And the big thing that I was working on tonight was what you can't see. Worked on leveling the dirt out in here, pulling out a lot of dirt just to try to drop it down because it was really high. Let's see if I get closer, then the light actually works. But I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 bucketfuls in the tractor to knock it all down. So not too bad. We'll have to see how far we can get on Thursday. I know Jess is trying to get the trim out stuff done. I do need to get electrical terminated in here so that we can have light and power. And then really it's add a few doors, add some fencing, and we're about done. End of Thursday, pretty slow night tonight. I was the only one outside, but I worked on getting the electrical outlets in and everything run. See, there's not a whole lot in here. Just connecting into the main line from the conduit. And then just running the lines over. We got 2 outlets in here. We didn't have any light switches. So we'll have 2 switches here, 1 for each room, storage room, and then the coop. And then before it gets too dark, I'm gonna see if I can wire up some of these solar panels into this combiner box. We'll see how far I get, if I can get it to where it's, you know, neat and clean and everything. Well, it's Friday night. I think we made some progress. So Jess finished putting the last piece of trim right here just to kind of finish off the doorway a little bit. Last night I was out here till, I don't know, 10 o'clock trying to run solar lines to the combiner box. But tonight we got a lot of the mesh fencing up. Didn't take that long, just tedious. So the only thing left we have to do with the fencing is up here, but we need to trim it out still because we haven't really touched anything up there since we decided to do fencing. But we got fencing on all 3 sides. Got this side all completely fenced in, so we can actually lock the ducks in here tonight just by temporarily putting different pieces over the hatches and leaning in a temp door. So tomorrow we're gonna try and get this section up here fenced in and get the hatches all done and whatever else we can throw in on a potentially rainy day. But hey, we got cover under here to work at least. So even if we can't put the fencing up there, we can still work on stuff in here to get the hatches all buttoned up. I still need to figure out where I'm gonna bring an outlet out here, and then I need power for a light out here as well. But we're getting really close. I mean, putting the fencing up, that was a big thing because you know you're getting close to being done once that starts to go up. So I'll be getting some more solar wire tomorrow. I do need to zip tie a bunch of the wires up underneath just to make it look a little bit nicer. And I also started running the conduit up along the top here for that wire, and then dropped the line down over here by the blue eddies so that I can have one set of the solar lines coming down and supplying power for this to recharge this, and then the rest will end up going to a junction box in the front of the barn that I'll be adding shortly. So yeah, lots of progress. Finally kind of feels like we're getting close to being done. Oh, I forgot, we still got to do all the sheathing on the inside still too. Oops. Okay, well, the outside's almost done. And for the first time in however long it's been, the ducks finally have a place to go at night. House isn't done yet, but they can still come in here. Well, it was a wet and rainy Saturday, which means that it was a good time to work on the inside. And what did we get done? Power. I was able to finish up all the electrical, get my lines run so that we have power out in the run. A couple outlets in the storage room. Got my line up there, which gives me the ability to have lights out there in the run. I don't have that working yet. And then we also added power on the front. And while I was working on that stuff, Jess has been busy. She got this piece of OSB and this one hung. Got the opening cut into this one down here for the hatch. Trying to keep all the ducks out of here, stuff pooping all over the floor. She redid her trim over here, got it all recut and banged in, so then she can put the OSB sheeting on the inside walls on this wall. Built the hatches for both sides of the run access. This one's got a little pulley on it. So we'll go ahead and probably paint these white to just get them to blend in a little bit, but for now, get those in. Same thing on this side over here. Then we've got an outlet there, and then the makings of our light switch for power out here in the run. I've got to pick up some more conduit to run up and over. And then I've got some lights sourced already for in here and in the house and in the coop. But I think being able to start closing up walls, that's huge. Having the electrical done in here allows Jess to be able to start insulating and closing up walls, and then she can build her brooder down here. So the electrical was really one of the big things, just kind of holding things up over here. So since it was rainy, I was able to just kind of finish all that stuff up today. It should start going pretty quickly, being able to insulate and then sheet the walls, at least from, you know, this section down. We're still trying to figure out what we're going to do up top all the way around, but looks good.